Today, I'm making 3 Brussels sprout recipes that are all delicious and really show off what this vegetable is capable of. We're starting with a bright, lemony, fried Brussels sprout with fresh herbs. Then we're going with a super nutty and delicious roasted sprout with a brown butter vinaigrette and toasted almonds. And finally, making an absolutely loaded version with pancetta, shaved pear, a mixture of delicious cheeses, and balsamic. These are delicious recipes that can be easily mixed and matched. So no matter how you like your Brussels sprouts, this is the video for you. First up is the lemony and fresh fried sprout. Cut the very bottom off. Try to keep as many of the leaves on as possible. Then split them in half to reveal all of these little nooks and crannies, which are gonna pick up so much extra caramelization and lead to a lot of great flavor. Bring a heavy pot filled up about halfway with frying oil. I'm using peanut to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, then dunk them in. You want that extra heat so that all the moisture that's in the veg will boil hard and keep any excess oil out of the finished Brussels sprout. Fried Brussels sprouts are especially delicious because of all those little cavities, which lets the hot oil have more surface area to brown, which leads to a lot more flavor than most fried foods. Stir or swirl occasionally for 2 or 3 minutes until they're deeply caramelized and looking pretty delicious. Immediately drain them on clean towels and hit them with lots of fresh lemon zest while they're still screeching hot from the fryer to really bloom that lemon flavor and infuse it all the way through. Then season them with flaky sea salt and finish them with chopped tarragon and parsley. When it's time to eat, make sure to squeeze some fresh lemon juice on top. Next up is the roasted version with toasted almonds, sage, and a brown butter vinaigrette. To be honest, this sauce is kind of the star of the show today. If you take nothing else from this video, you should definitely give it a shot. Grab a pan and toss in 1 stick of unsalted butter. Cook it over high heat while swirling until the butter is dark brown. The trick is to not abandon ship at the first sight of anything that looks golden brown. Keep cooking it until it's a deep, deep nutty color, and you'll pull all of the flavors you can out of the butter. Pour this out into another container to stop the cooking and add half a cup of soy sauce, 3/4 of a cup of sherry vinegar, and a few tablespoons of honey. This will keep for at least a week in your fridge, and you can put it on any warm vegetable. But for now, keep it warm while you toss a couple of handfuls of split Brussels sprouts onto a sheet tray with a tiny amount of extra virgin olive oil, shake it to distribute, then season them with salt. Pop them into a 425-degree oven for 20 minutes until they're golden brown, then toss in a small bundle of torn up sage leaves and a handful of almonds. Cook them for another few minutes. Pull them out, dump them into a bowl, and toss them with plenty of the vinaigrette. Last up is my take on a loaded sprout. I leaned heavily on Italian flavors here, and I think the reward is well worth it. Grab a few extra thick cut slices of pancetta, unroll them, and dice them into chunks. Toss them into a cold pan with a couple of drops of extra virgin olive oil, and throw them onto a medium flame while occasionally stirring until they've rendered out a lot of fat and they're starting to get that deep caramelized color. Then pour out all of the extra fat in the pan because they're still gonna render out a lot more when you add in a large handful of Brussels sprouts, season everything with salt, and gently stir occasionally over medium heat for a few minutes until they're starting to look caramelized. Then pop on a lid. You can use a pan lid, but I'm making a paper one. Keep cooking while occasionally stirring for about 10 more minutes until the sprouts are deeply caramelized and cooked. While that's going, grab a pear, and I'm using a mandolin with a thick julienne attachment to slice about half of it into strips, but you can also use a box grater or cut it by hand. Once the sprouts are ready, turn the heat off, load on the shaved pear, and I drizzled some great balsamic vinegar on top, tossed on some nugs of gorgonzola dolce, and then I absolutely bombed it with freshly grated Parmesan. My favorite time of the day. Ooh, oh my God, that's so good. That brown butter vinaigrette is ridiculous. Nothing like a fried Brussels sprout. Wow, that's so fresh, so bright. And it's really not greasy at all. If you keep that really hot temperature while you fry it, you're gonna end up with a sprout that really is actually less oily than like a pan roasted one where you need a lot of extra oil to kind of coat it and lubricate everything. It's pretty delicious. Oh man, bacon and gorgonzola and pears. Oh, that's so good. And throw a Brussels sprout in on that. It does not disappoint. Give one of them a shot. Let me know what you think, and I will see you soon.